And Brookings did that. They assembled, with NASA's help, some of the best and the brightest, including people like Margaret Mead. Now, I don't know whether you remember Margaret Mead, but I used to work with her when I was at the Hayden Planetarium at the American Museum of Science here in New York City. She was an anthropologist. She held the tower room. She then went on to be up at the end of our complex there on Central Park West. She went on to become the head of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, the first woman in its history to hold that august position. This was in the early mid-70s. Margaret Mead had basically gained her experience in anthropology in a remote place on this planet called American Samoa, a little tiny dot of an island in the middle of nowhere in the South Pacific,
yep,
which basically harbored Polynesians and happy islanders, et cetera, and from studying them after she received her Ph.D., Margaret Mead came to an awful conclusion, that basically when a primitive, unsophisticated, non-technical civilization comes in contact with an advanced, high-tech civilization, notice I didn't say advanced, okay?
Right, well, okay.
That basically the primitive culture suffers. It becomes extinct. It goes away. And there are all kinds of horror stories throughout history, over and over and over again. Cortez in Mexico, the Aztecs, the whole South American experience, Columbus and the Indians and the Indies, et cetera, et cetera.
Literally goes away, Richard, or is absorbed by?
Well, it is made extinct. There's genocide. There's mass genocide. People are killed in all kinds of various ways, and their culture is trammeled, and ultimately there isn't even a damp spot left. And there are pale little stories of what they used to do and what they used to believe. And Margaret Mead firmly believed, and said so in this report, along with many other prestigious scientists, that if NASA were to discover evidence of either active life out there, on the Moon, Mars, or Venus, they even were specific in terms of where, by manned missions or unmanned probes, or even their ruins, Art, that the result could be that kind of catastrophe for civilization on this planet.
Not even a wet spot left.
And they made the recommendation that NASA should seriously consider not telling anybody if they found such evidence. That's the smoking gun. Fear. The fear of Margaret Mead.